Lindsay decided on the Wednesday she felt that I needed to go to the doctor. My oxygen sats were still in the 80s and they weren't picking up. So we went into the doc. The doc checked out my lungs and sent me immediately for x-rays. The x-ray people were pretty concerned, and I saw by the look on the lady's face that it wasn't a good thing that she was seeing. So they came back and said that I basically had 25% of my lungs that were functional at that stage. When she said that, and the look on the doctor's face, I knew that this was not a good place to be. I'd already made peace with that fact of what was coming. I knew by the look on their faces that Wednesday was going to be my last day, but I'd made peace with that by the time I got home. So, yeah, that's where we were at.
We had taken him to, for his x-rays. I mean, the doctor was shocked because I dropped Shaun at home. I dropped the x-rays off and I came back to the doctor, and the doctor just said to me, these lungs are not good. I would suggest that you get him into hospital. He says, I don't even know if the hospital is going to take him with lungs like this.
These three women walked into my bedroom and they started praying, and my wife joined in, and there was a shift in the atmosphere. I can't explain it. I don't know how to explain it. But there I was sitting with these lungs that were not functioning properly, ready to walk, ready to go home, literally. And these women started praying, and at one stage, I just felt this I can't explain, this drop of almost like oil on my head, and I just felt it flowing over my head. And these women just kept on praying and praying and praying. And then they were in the spiritual, pulling stuff out of my chest. And maybe Lindsay can explain it better, but for me, because it was just so much in a haze. But all I can tell you is that when they left, that the atmosphere in that room had changed completely, so much that for the next 5 to 6 hours, our room was so hot that there was a definite difference in the temperature from our room to the rest of the house. And I knew that the Holy Spirit was present there and then. And I knew that the door that I was supposed to walk through, that God had closed for me. And I literally heard the Holy Spirit say, not today. When they were praying over me, the one thing that sticks in my mind was that I took off my mask, and I knew that, and I said, God, it's your breath in my lungs. Jesus, your blood in my veins. And Holy Spirit, you surround me and encompass me. And that has been my, want of a better word, my mantra every single day. When I wake up, your breath in my lungs, your blood in my veins, and Holy Spirit, you encompass me. Because that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps knowing that I have the breath of God in me.
I think for me, one of the biggest things was just right through this process, God just kept on reminding me that the battle is His. And I think one thing that I was exceptionally grateful for is the equipping that the woman had actually received in our women's time together, where we've gone through the prophetic warrior, and that was something that I could really lean on, and I warred in the spirit over my husband more than what I've ever done before. One of the biggest things for me was I needed to stand, and I needed to stand firm. And I literally would get up next to the bed, and I would plant my feet, and I'd enact as if I've got a sword in my hand, and I would plant it in front of me, and I'd say, I am standing, and I am not going to. We are not going to relent, and we are standing, and we're standing firm. And that was the biggest thing for me, is that just constantly that reminder of this was, the battle belonged to God. All that I was asked to do was to warfare. Me as well, that turnaround came when our prophetic warriors walked into that room. And it was that whole, being part of that was incredible. We have got incredible prophetic warriors in our church, and these ladies warfared. And again, I just felt just to do that prophetic action of standing, putting my feet down and standing resolute. And I literally had the sword in one hand and I had the victory sword, and I was warfaring and just claiming that victory over him. But the dynamic that was in that room with that spiritual warfare going on was absolutely incredible. And that was the turning point for us.
I'm very grateful to the fact that they gave of their time to come and do what they did for me, out of a place I don't understand. But they did what they did, and that changed my life. I think as Lindsay was saying, what the women of this church have learned to be in the spiritual, we as men can be exceptionally grateful to have our women that strong in the spiritual for us, that we have them walking next to us like that. It is something that I'm ever grateful for. I just want to close with this, that whoever's watching this, and if you're in that place of like, I want to give up, I'm ready to go home, whether it's from COVID or anything else, I just want you to know that what you need to do is get on your knees and pray and talk to our Father, because giving up is not an option unless he stands in front of you and says, I'm taking you home now. You need to be talking to God. You need to be praying to ask him to take away whatever illness is in your body. I don't care if it's COVID, I don't care if it's the flu, I don't care if it's AIDS or cancer, or whatever it is that is coming against you. Our God is so much bigger than that. So you need to push through and finish what he started in you. And like he's done with me, I need to finish off what he started in me. So you have that responsibility of doing what God has asked you to do. Instead of saying, I can't do this. He never gives us anything. Never gives us anything that we cannot do or cannot complete. So you need to be praying and asking God. Don't give up on your prayer walk with your God. Please, if that's the one thing I can get pushed through, don't give up on praying.